What is happening, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm getting happy. Justin, you happy yet?
This is a happy hour. I'm already happy.
This is
Absolutely.
the happy hour. This is the hour to get happy.
I'm really starting to like this weekly happy hour check-in.
I like it too.
First it was like, oh, let's try it once or twice. It's becoming. I'm looking forward to it every week.
It's going well, man. I gotta tell you, these videos are getting 400 or 500 hits on YouTube, and we've gotten comments and things like that. I had people reach. As you remember, we had our team, our whole apartment building team. For those of you guys that missed that, we had our entire apartment building team here on the happy hour. I believe it was last week. And I've got several calls from people saying how it was really cool to meet your team. And one guy's like, "How do I get on your team?"
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Right. So there's been a lot of just really cool buzz that's happening around these happy hours, and so we're gonna keep doing them, and it's a good way for us to tell folks what we're up to, and also just in more of a relaxed manner with our hair down a little bit, talk about talk a little bit of shop, talk a little bit of fun, maybe have some laughs and everything like that, and everything. So they've been great. So I've been grateful for them.
I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. Looking forward.
What else are you having? Before we go further, what is your
same as last
beverage
week? I'm
of choice?
almost done with my bottle. I imagine tonight I'll finish off my bottle of Eagle Rare that I've been working through.
You better, man. There's not much left in there.
I know. And I have to, I got to go to the store. So tomorrow, I think I'm going to go out. I've not been out to the liquor store in a while. So I need to replenish the stocks, get some more craft beer.
Are you going to go for, that? You going to go for Eagle Rare?
I really like that one, but I tend to try to mix it up a little bit.
Okay.
If I'm going to go Trace, I might try the Weller because I really liked that Weller when we were out there, which is same bourbon, same maker. Just I think they keep it in the basement. It's almost like Pappy Van Winkle, but it's just aged a little bit less. It's the same recipe.
I'm having a bourbon and water with Gentleman's Jack. So
all right,
good stuff. Yeah, we're big Kentucky investors now, so we got to represent Kentucky. So cool. Well, anyway, hey, cheers, clink. Cheers, we'll clink with our guests when we get them.
Cheers to everyone who's watching. If you are watching, say hello. We want to hear from you. We hope you guys have been enjoying this as much as we have. And say hey on the comments in the chat, and we want to chat with you too. So
join in the conversation. We'll get some Q&A going, and if you guys are just kicking back, having a cocktail yourselves, tell us about it. It's a great day for cocktails. So this program is brought to you by Insiders. What are you gonna say?
I was going to just tell you about something really cool that we did on Insiders this week, but you set it up, and then I'll tell you about what we did this week.
Jordan Fraser, happy Friday. I'll mention again that DeRosa Insiders is our sponsor. What's up, Chris? DeRosa Insiders is our sponsor for today. We want to talk a little bit about DeRosa Insiders. And Justin, you got to fill everybody in on the awesome live session we had on Insiders this week, because that live session is going to make somebody a lot of money. One of those Insiders members is going to make a lot of money because of what we talked about on that live session. And so we're really trying to add value and trying to help people raise their real estate game through the Insiders community. So what is Insiders? DeRosa Insiders is, you guys can, while I'm talking, you guys just pick up your handy dandy cell phone right here and text the word DeRosa to 66866. That is 66866. And we will gladly have you guys join the Insiders community, plus an enormous basket of goodies and all kinds of cool stuff that Justin and I put together. Stuff you can't get anywhere else, really, right, Justin? I mean, you can't get any of the stuff that's there anywhere else aside from texting that number. It's not on the YouTube channel. It's not anywhere else.
Yeah, really good stuff. Like, so of course, all of our responses to coronavirus, the letters that went out from our management company to the tenants is in there. We have some presentations that you would have had to pay over $1,000 to go and see that we have recorded up there. And that's not all on the YouTube or anything else. So that's really great stuff.
And there's a couple hours worth of video training. There's hours worth of video training that you can't get anywhere else. It's not on the YouTube channel. So just whether you want to join Insiders or not, take your cell phone, text the word DeRosa, 66866, and you'll get all those free goodies. Now, what is Insiders? It's an opportunity to see inside of a thriving real estate company, which is the DeRosa Group. You get to meet our team members. You get to hang out with Justin and I. You get to do live sessions with Justin and I, pick our brains, talk more in-depth, unfiltered real estate, shop with us. Justin's got our local feet on the street that help us be the eyes at our apartment buildings. And those folks have gone out and taken their cell phones and given us live cell phone tours of the assets. Everything from, where are the playgrounds? Let's tour some renovated units. Let's, meet the property manager. Let's look at everything going on around the property and everything like that. Those are all there on Insiders, and that's in the Insiders archives now that you can watch. And we do it on a weekly basis. We interview our underwriter. We interview all kinds of different folks on the community. But the part of it that's going to make somebody a ton of money is what we did this week. Justin, why don't you tell them what we did?
Yeah, so Matt came across a 16-unit deal, and it's in a market that we know well. And so it's not something that Matt or I wanted to buy due to size and other constraints, but it's a really, really great first multifamily deal. 16 units for someone looking to go, maybe they got a small portfolio and they're looking for that first multi. It's a great property. We obviously know the area very well. And so what we did was we put out on, I think Monday, we put out the link in the financials and said, hey guys, if you're interested in this, hit us up. There could be some good opportunities here. And we got overloaded with the response. Everyone was commenting and texting, and even the people that weren't commenting on the page were texting me and you and just saying like, hey, I want in, I want to see more, I want to see more. So we actually decided that to host a live call with the listing broker. And so we all got on a video chat Wednesday, and you and I and the rest of our team walked through the offering memorandum with the broker. We asked the questions that you and I would ask if we were buying this property. We asked about the market and about the value add and the plan and the utilities and like all the things that we would consider on a multifamily property. They got to see how we would ask those questions. And then they also got to participate and even come on the stream and ask the broker questions as well. Now, you could just call the broker and ask the questions because it's a listing, but to have the insider community, we shared knowledge ahead of time. They got to see how Matt and I would do it. They got to participate with us. And by the way, with that broker now, if that broker knows that some of these buyers are going to be coming from insiders, and so they know to look out for that. So there's awesome relationship building happening. Hopefully, actually, some of the insiders are going to partner on this thing and get into it. So there's so much great value that when we did this happy hour this time last week, we didn't even think that was the thing that we'd be doing ever, let alone in the next week. So we keep coming up with ways to add value that's different and unique. And it was a blast. And our members got so much out of it. We spent over an hour on the phone with them, going through the underwriting, all the numbers. And, I've gotten some follow-up from some folks. And so I think that there's actually going to be some offers made on this property. And hopefully it's one of our insiders that ends up getting this property because that's a win for everybody.
I agree. So I'm replying to somebody on Facebook because it looks like StreamYard's not pumping the Facebook comments over the folks are making. So I just wanted to get back to somebody who's like, "What's today's topic?" And then I told him, "Hey, it's on all kinds of cool stuff and everything like that." But yeah, that's what Insiders is all about. It's about giving folks access to our network, including our brokers and all kinds of different folks. So somebody on that Insiders community, there's a few people that I think have the capacity, the know-how, and the resources to take down that deal. So there's gonna be more of that to come. We're gonna do a lot of those types of deal presentations, deal decks, evaluations, because there's a lot to learn. Even if you're not gonna buy the deal yourself, there's a lot to learn in watching a deal get broken down. Yeah. And by the numbers and everything like that. So I'm super pumped to be putting out more deals. I'm super pumped to see who takes out that 16 unit and that, because I'm certain it's going to be somebody from our community is going to be who takes it down. So excited to see where it goes. So guys, those of you guys watching, we got Cristiano. He was on the call. He's a member of Insiders. Take your cell phone right now and text the word DeRosa, DEROSA to 6686. Do yourself the favor of joining us. It's not much. I think it's $24 a month or something like that.
24 bucks.
Yeah, but it's extremely reasonable for the value that you get. If you do a real estate deal that might make you thousands a month or more, for $24, that's definitely not not a bad investment, right? It's a good ROI.
Yeah, no, to your point, someone that watched that this week that's going to put an offer in, they made a lot of money by being an insider, because you know what? None of those guys were looking at that deal before we brought it to them. So that's a win for everybody.
It's not just about doing deals either. It's about seeing the inside of a community and seeing the inside of how things work and just learning how to find the right seat that you've got on the real estate bus. So, so with that, I'm super pumped and I hope you guys can join us. And what do we got planned at Insiders this week? What's coming on the pipeline?
We are going to have actually a call with our construction manager, Dave Mitro. He's going to be giving us an inside look at how we manage, all of our renovations and the construction going on there. We also, I'm hoping that we're going to have another walkthrough of our Preakness property and get to walk through and look at, because we have a lot of renovations happening. And so I know we only did that a few weeks ago, but so much has changed in the few weeks since we did it that I want another look. So
we got to get somebody to walk Douglas Square for us too down in North Carolina. We got to get somebody to do a live
in the works. It's in the works. Yeah.
Nice. Should be fun.
Yes. Yep.
Cool. All right. So that's Insiders. And we've got two great guests today, don't we?
We absolutely do.
Yeah. And I just to tell briefly your story, we at DeRosa believe in prosperity. We believe in sharing. We believe in helping people get to new levels and stuff like that. So, and again, you'll see that through the Insiders community. Because I could have taken down that 16 unit myself and then put together my own team and everything like that. But I want to share and I want others to reach their new levels and hit their goals and win alongside us and everything like that. I believe it helps me win more by helping others win too. And so I've known Justin for years, and Justin approached me and said, "Hey, I got a deal that I like, and I'd like for you to look at it with me." So take it from there, Justin. Tell us about that, what is now Turnpike Terrace.
Yeah,
and how it's going to be.
Feels like forever ago. I approached Matt. The key is Matt and I had a relationship for a long time, for a number of years. And I approached Matt and said, "Hey, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go buy a 50-unit property. What I don't have is experience and credibility. I have the drive. I have the time. I'm going to find and hustle and do all of this. But I knew the things that I was missing was experience in that level, space, and credibility. Because as soon as I told the broker I wanted, a 50+ unit deal, he said, well, who are you and what have you done? And I hadn't done much in the multifamily space to that point. And so it was great because I said to Matt, you come on to the team, I'll give you a piece of my piece. We negotiated that out. We set clear expectations on who was going to do what I needed from him, what I was going to do. And then I went and I hustled and I found it and I found the deal and we took it down. I raised the money. I did all the legwork, but had the reassurance of having Matt on my team, having Matt answer my questions, answer my panicked phone calls at night when I was like freaking out about, is this thing going to close or what does this mean? Or,
I stopped you from quitting a few times.
I didn't know what I agreed to. And, all that like uncertainty and doubt and stuff that you have to go through. Matt was there and really supported me. And now it's a great property and we've had it for a few years. So it's, it's proof that for me, like if you can figure out what you have and what you need, you can find someone that has what you need and partner and get to where you want to go to achieve your goals.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I took a minority stake in the project. It's not like I took the lion's share, but I helped you, and now you own the apartment building, and it's going well. It's still mid renovation and everything like that. So, but it's a process, and that's kind of part of the asset management side of these types of deals. So, so we've got two guests on today that have become integral partners with the DeRosa Group that have in different facets that have worked with us on different fronts and contributed to us as a company on a couple of different fronts in that. So we're super excited to talk to you guys with them and to talk about partnership, to talk about what's next for them, to tell brief stories of the deals that they got into and how things went and stuff like that. But we're super, we're excited for who's going to be for them that's going to be joining us here, and we'll, I guess we'll bring the first one on.
Yeah.
To see what he's got to say.
Dave Acosta.
Whoa, Dave Acosta. How are you?
It's kind of hanging out in the green room there.
Yeah. I hope you liked it. It's a nice green room, right? Really fancy.
I think it'd be cool if you guys could talk to each other. If you and the other guests could talk to each other, but you can't talk to us.
The other guest and I are separating the green room, but it'd be nice to kind of hang out, lounge a little bit.
Yeah. One day we'll do it in person.
Yeah, we'll work on that. Right.
There's a private chat. You could do a private chat, but you can't actually talk to each other.
No, I've been following along the Friday happy hours. So glad to finally to make one. I saw
You made it. You made the cut.
Week, everyone kind of being Russian roulette it in, but yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. We had a lot of people. We had a little bit of fun. There was a lot of people on that call at the time, so it was fun to kind of like, hey, like to kind of do like a little bit of roulette,
I know. See, I don't know what Airbnb Urbe was staying at, but when I go out there with you guys, I haven't been sharing a bed with anybody, so I'm not sure.
I don't know what he was talking about either. I had a room to myself.
I think Urbe went out after we all went to bed. I think that's what that was.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know whose bed he was staying in.
Due diligence there, see what was happening.
Cool. So, Dave, why don't you brag on yourself for a little bit? Tell us all about you. Tell us some of your backstory. Tell us how you came to know the DeRosa group and everything like that. Tell our listeners and watchers all about you.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm out here. I'm in San Diego, California, about 2:20. So still a bit early. We're just sipping on a little light pale ale here, a little Ballast Point. Nothing too hard just yet. But yeah, I work in real estate, so I sell residential property. I work with a lot of investors here in Southern California, but I've always been drawn to commercial, the multifamily business. So I just kind of like big picture, it's like, how do I go about acquiring my first property? The main thing for me was I wanted to make sure that I do it right. So I didn't go out there, just throw something under contract and kind of like cross my fingers and, hope for the best. I found out who was active in the markets that I wanted to be active in. So I found out that Matt was doing a bit of business down in Lexington. How can I wedge myself, into his team there? So connected with Matt, connected with Justin. I showed up randomly down in Lexington when they were there, made a very formal introduction, just started bringing value. That parlayed itself into a general partnership with you guys on DC10, which has been a really awesome project. And then just working in that DeRosa ecosystem, I was able to go out, find my own deal in Lexington, take that down. I closed that back in December with Justin and Matt as a partner of mine. And yeah, so 48 units that closed, that one's up and running, and now it's kind of just off to the races.
Very similar to how I had approached Matt. You approached Matt in the same way, right?
Right. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So just said, hey, Matt, I see what you guys are doing. I think the main thing is just adding value. It's a pretty big operation. It's a team sport. What can I bring to the table? So for myself, I was already looking at Lexington. I knew a lot of the brokers out there. I was very familiar with the properties, kind of saw what was trading on and off market. And then also saw that he could use a hand with investor relations and some light asset management duties. So was able to help out there, bring some value. And then once I just kind of, I think once Matt trusted me and he kind of understood that I had what it takes to maybe do my own deal, that's when I just kind of, come on, Matt, come over here. I got this 48 unit project. It'd be great for us to do this deal together. And fortunately, it worked out really well.
Yeah, and we were glad to do it. It helps me expand our team, double our efforts in a lot of different ways. And once we develop a level of trust and make sure that folks are aligned on our goals and everything like that, it's something that we're open to doing. I would say that like being an insiders member to get to be the inside of our community now that we have that up and running, would be absolutely necessary to do business with us in the future. But we are okay with the partnership model. We do not need to have the entire pie as a company. And I think that, we want to make people shine and kind of focus on the lanes that they're in. And it was a great deal. The deal that you got there in Lexington, Kentucky. So
it was almost the insiders, but just very informal before the group went live on Facebook.
Yeah.
I just think that like the ecosystem of having someone in the same submarket that you're trying to do business in just brings so much value. And kind of what Justin was saying, the most important thing is it brings confidence. Like, hey, like I have someone, looking over my shoulder, making sure things are done the right way. And then not only that, but Matt, you basically opened up your entire Rolodex to me, insurance providers.
Yeah.
Mark Jeffries at Northmark Capital. So just a really solid team. And I think that confidence helped get the deal across the line.
Yeah, property manager, even the broker. The broker that you closed the deal with, we had bought several properties from as well. So I think that it gave a lot of street cred that we were already involved, with them, and they knew that we could close and everything like that. So yeah, it's been a win-win, man. It's been a win-win.
Yeah.
So cool. So what's next for Dave Acosta, man? What else is going on for you?
We're looking to scale. I mean, there's a lot of information out there. I think the markets are still kind of moving. We're sizing up with, along with your group. There,
Jeff Holst just said, "Hey, hope you're doing well." This is Jeff. Jeff sent me this glass, so cheers to you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Oh, Jeff Holst.
We're looking at deals. I think we have a couple off-market deals in the pipeline. I don't want to give too much detail there, but there's some.
No, yeah, we have things brewing.
Yeah.
Good stuff coming.
Yeah, keep an eye on this guy and his and his work with DeRosas, because we got some stuff brewing.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to be done. Like, obviously with the coronavirus, you want to adjust your underwriting, add in some conservative elements there. But if you're familiar with the market and you're pretty dialed into the numbers and you have the right team around you, I think Q3, Q4 this year will bring about some good buying opportunities.
Yeah,
hope so.
So one more thing, I there's a lot of folks out there that give me a reasonable run for my money in Miss Pac-Man. But Dave, Dave and I have gone to a there's a, I think it's called Barcade. It's like made for our generation, for those that went to arcade kids. It is a full-on arcade with a full-on bar, and we've been out to Kentucky twice with Dave, and I went there the first time, and I believe I won a very handy game the first time around. But then the Kentucky's Finest started flowing, and we started, and it just got to be a late night, if you will, and maybe I just got tired, I don't know, or maybe had a few Kentucky's Finest. But Dave came back on me very handily and beat me, and I handed the title to him. Now we've been back to Kentucky since, and as I recall, we had a few cocktails, but I believe that I now hold the Miss Pac-Man trophy, and I'd like for you to acknowledge it on the air right now. Is that true? That Matt Faircloth holds the Miss Pac-Man trophy? It can be challenged. The next time we're together, I expect to have another bout to uphold my title. But do you acknowledge that?
First of all, it takes a big man to recognize that the title did transfer hands. I did have the title. And what I will say is that night, I think it got cut a little short. The next morning, we were walking about 3 different properties, and we got pulled from the table, so to speak. But yeah, if you want the title now, that's completely fine.
I want it. Oh, wow. There's a little salt in there, I think. Do you hear a little salt? I hear a little salt. Wow. Yeah.
I do recall there was like a little breakdown on like who was playing when and what.
I'm not sure about that. I don't remember any of that. I don't remember. I'm hearing an asterisk next to my title right now.
All I know is the rest of us were well beyond the point of wanting to go home, and you two would not stop with Pac-Man.
I think when Matt came back,
first of all, it's Miss Pac-Man. Do not desecrate her. It is Miss Pac-Man. Yeah, but
when Matt beat me and took the title, and then Justin was like, "All right, guys, like that's it, we're out of here." I was very adamant, like, no, like everyone sit down. We're playing again.
I was going to take an Uber. I was ready to have you and I, like, I take all the money I had in my wallet in quarters.
We would still be at Barcade, just back.
They would have had to throw us out. Yeah, if they had food, we could have just put up a tent. And
guys,
just stayed there.
The rest of us are like, guys, it's been like we've been out for like hours and hours, and we're ready to go.
I'm just gonna give you one more chance. I believe that I've got the title right now, and if you don't, it's okay. But next time we get together, we might need a trophy. We might need to develop a physical Miss Pac-Man trophy for you and I to hand back and forth.
We absolutely need a trophy. I'll come out and say Matt Faircloth currently holds the title in Miss Pac-Man. What I will also say is I think you should let the Insiders group know what you have over at the Hive at the this co-working
full disclosure. Hey, are you going to you're gonna discredit the person that like wins a weightlifting championship because he's got weights in his basement, right? So, like I exercise my skills. And I happen to have a arcade game in my office building that, mind you, has 480 games on it. One of which is
one of which
is the only one that you ever play. Also.
Right, and if they change, here's what pisses me off about that. If you decide that you want to play Space Invaders, and I have played this Pac-Man, and I set the high score, the way that machine works, if you go and put Space Invaders on, it deletes my Miss Pac-Man.
Oh no!
Fact.
You got to get an SD card in there or something.
It's an older machine. It's a way to break Matt's heart right there, is to change it to something else when Matt's got the high score on Miss Pac-Man. Just to let you know.
We'll go back.
It's good. I appreciate it. It's a big man to acknowledge it, and I admit that I've got the machine, and that's okay. But the trophy can easily be taken. You are a formidable opponent, my friend, and it's only by the skin of my teeth that I got you the last time, I think. And so I think that you could definitely.
You put in the reps, like you said, you got the weights, you put in the reps. So I can live with that. I can sleep well at night knowing that I lost to a guy who's out there putting the work in, putting the reps in. So, hey,
it's the best of the best. It's like Top Gun. It's like Top Gun. You're Iceman and I'm Maverick. Okay, that's who we are.
I was going to leave this, but I appreciate you announcing to the DeRosa Insiders Nation that, I have succeeded in my title, and we'll have to get a trophy drawn out. That's what we'll do.
What? I'll take care of the trophy. Next time we're out there, we'll have a whole ceremony. We'll have a winner. Nice. And then every time we
do pomp and circumstance about it.
Every time we go, winner has to bring it back, and it's up for grabs again.
And it's got to go live on. It'll go live on Insiders. We'll put the game live on, so people can watch it. So we've got witnesses.
And they will all be as bored as the rest of us.
No, it's amazing. I'm not sure if my heart beats during Miss Pac-Man. I mean, it's just I probably hold my breath the whole game. So anyway. We digress in that. So let's we can go to bring on our next guest. But I needed to talk minor trash to Dave Acosta about that.
That's okay. Thanks, Dave. We'll take it. All right. And Trevor.
Woo! Good evening, guys.
What's up, man?
How do I sound?
How are you?
You sound great.
Awesome. I'm doing well. I feel like I should have joined with a mask on. And now they're running the power tools out my window, of course. So you're going to hear the startup.
Were you in New York City?
Yeah, I'm in Queens.
Still? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Jeez. How are things going up there?
It's a tense kind of vibe out on the street, I would say. Although opening up a bit, people are just pent up. Everyone's stuck in 1 and 2 bedroom apartments anyway. So I think it's getting better. I mean, this past couple weeks with the weather being nicer, people are out and about. So it's better. I mean, I think it all depends where you go. I'm 15 minutes away from that hospital they keep writing about. But on the other hand, my neighborhood's pretty active. There's really nice parks and stuff down by the water here. So
good. Yeah, the world is starting to open up here. No, it's good. I've been thinking about you. So the world is starting to open up here. Jersey beaches open up next weekend. And Liz and I decided to throw the knuckleheads and my wife and I into an RV. We're gonna rent an RV next week, 2 weeks from now. And the RV place was almost sold out.
Wow. Where's that RV going?
For now, we're just going to go to meet my mother, who has a tow behind Airstream, like a trailer. We're going to meet her at a campground somewhere in Maryland or Pennsylvania, somewhere where it's just an easy jaunt, because they again, like I said, they didn't have the RV I wanted, so they had to give me a much larger RV. That's so awesome. I'm pretty much driving down the road,
That's great. We're going to be doing our live from the RV.
Why not? I'll do it.
Great.
It'd be awesome.
Let's do it.
Hey, everybody. Yeah. It'd be great, man. The kids will get on with us and everything like that. It'll be great. I'm sure Daddy will have a cocktail, I'm sure.
Well, I do have a little announcement for you since we're here.
What's that?
I am moving to the great state of New Jersey.
Woo! Yeah. Welcome to Jersey.
Welcome to the club, brother.
So I'm moving closer to all of you.
Good.
Admittedly, David, it doesn't make that much of a difference.
It's a little bit. Yeah, it's still not walking distance.
Where
in Jersey are you moving?
I'm still in the part that's very close to the city, so much that you guys might not even consider it real New Jersey. We're going to be in Weehawken.
Okay.
So that's right above the Lincoln Tunnel. So
yeah, you're up there in the 6th borough.
Yeah,
right? That's what I call it. But that's great though. Yeah, welcome to New Jersey. We can all share in Phil Murphy. He's great. Great guy.
We'd planned it. I think school districts are a little better, so that's kind of where we're headed in terms of the thinking. But we get a little more space, and I love it. I mean, we got more of a neighborhood feel. It's just.
Is there daddy? Do you want to make another announcement?
No announcements. And I'm not saying that to be, to be.
Because you're not saying that because you're not supposed to.
No.
You're not saying that because you got nothing to say, right?
I got nothing to say.
Good. But you're thinking that way. You're starting to think it. Okay,
you got to think about these things ahead of time. So, yeah, you guys know about this stuff. So.
You do.
Yeah. Everyone, we bought a 4-bedroom house knowing we were trying. And everyone's like shocked, like, "Oh my God, you're having a baby!" I'm like, "What do you think I was going to do with this 4-bedroom house? It's just me and my wife."
Knowing you might rent out the rooms, though. Get a little,
that's true. Yeah,
one day rental.
Cash flow here, I'll tell you. I ran the numbers for sure.
Yeah. Well, we could talk about kids, but Dave's never met his kids, so you have 6 now, Dave.
Ooh. I mean, if we want to keep the announcement train going, I think it was because obviously the work we do every week on the asset management. But yeah,
no, I'm kidding. Dave does not have any kids, but you have an announcement to make.
My wife Jen is expecting, which I don't think I've told you yet, Matt. So
congrats.
This is what happens.
Holla.
Cheers, buddy.
The insiders, little insights here and there. But yeah.
When is she do? We won't tell anybody. When is she due?
October.
Early October, late October?
October 4th, yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah, it's my birthday, right?
Is that really?
That's my birthday. I thought you were screwing with me for a second there because you said it so quick, and I'm like, does he know? No,
you better do it. Yeah, if you don't hit that date.
Tell her to keep her legs crossed until October the 4th. Right.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Like Trevor, kind of eyeing up school districts, planning ahead of time.
You're welcome to New Jersey, man.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know.
Always Weehawken in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Always Weehawken in New Jersey. Trevor needs neighbors.
Yeah.
You're too far away. We need to find a Miss Pac-Man machine here in New Jersey for you and I to flex our muscles on and talk trash.
I don't know if they can handle my talent.
A couple times a year in Lexington's not enough.
Yeah.
So
one time in Colorado.
Congrats, man. So Trevor, we just got right into it, and that. But I want to take a minute. Justin, are you able to make Trevor big?
I am. Trevor,
okay, cool.
Spotlight on you.
Trevor, take a minute because we didn't do it, Dave. But yeah, there he is. So everybody, this is Trevor Ewen. Trevor, tell us all about yourself. If you're able to give a little bit of a backstory and how you and I got connected, and that, whatever you want to put out there. But introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah, great. So Matt and I met. I think I was doing the mental math as I was coming in here in 2015. I think it was, and I heard. I think it was your very first interview on Bigger Pockets with you and Liz. And at that time, there were not a lot of Northeast-based investors who were, just doing projects. I was always shocked by the fact that everybody seemed to be in the Southeast and the Midwest who was doing any kind of decent-sized deals. Of course, I realized what the reason for that was later. But it was great to have that option, and being in New York, which is, if you didn't think it was a bad real estate market, you definitely will after this crisis. But it was nice to find somebody who was in my vicinity doing these kind of projects. Felt like I could at least develop the relationship, and that's what we did. And I remembered I was actually on a business trip in Seattle, like 5 a.m. because I had a morning call with you, and we talked. And I love the model for DeRosa, and I said, yeah, I'm in. I want to invest in this project. So that was DC6, which is a pretty old project, not even super representative of what's going on these days. But I think we've been just building the relationship since then. And it's the same theme that you're going to hear over and over again if you watch these streams. It's just that there's an exponential value to these kind of relationships, and I really feel like I've grown with DeRosa in that regard. Both in terms of what I'm looking for, what kind of capacity I have, also how people respond to me. Given that they know I'm a real estate investor, things change in how they interact with me, or they ask me about asset allocation strategies. And then on top of that, I've seen DeRosa grow massively. I mean, the deal sizes have gone up to 5x of what they were back then, and of course the people have grown as well. And everyone on this call is a testament to that, because back then, really the people I was meeting were Matt and Liz, and I'm still so glad to know both of them. So it's been a good ride, and I've been continuing to be an LP with you on a number of investments. I plan to continue doing that, and also with David on a recent project, and then also just helping you guys meet other people, other folks usually in New York who have the same problem as me, which is they have good occupations, they like what they're doing. They're looking for a place to make some cash flow, and they, crunch the numbers and realize they can't even do it within 3 hours of where they live. So partnering up is just a necessity, and it's something I've just really grown to love about the process.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, you've been invaluable to be a part of our team and being a part of our team, and there's a lot you've done for us outside of what you mentioned there. I want to highlight a little bit. Justin, am I able to share my screen or only you?
Do you have a button at the bottom where it says share screen?
I do.
Try it.
No.
I want to show you guys something because I think it's extremely important for companies to have a reasonable track record. And this is something that Trevor had gently and then he had pinged me more and more about it, and finally said, Matt, listen, if you're not going to do it, I'm going to help you with this and do it for you. And that which was developing a track record for companies, right? And so what Trevor helped us do as the DeRosa Group was develop our track record document. DeRosa has a heck of a story to tell because we've been involved in a lot of different vehicles of real estate investing. We've been involved in single family homes and fix and flips and small deals, big deals. And as Trevor said, we've grown up in real estate. I mean, my first real estate investment was a single family home that I lived in. And we've grown up through there into apartment buildings and everything else. But it's hard to highlight that in growing up through asset classes and that what you've learned and highlight the successes you've had. So Trevor sat down and I think that rolled up his sleeves and dealt with two, I think, fairly picky people, my wife and I, and put together what I think to be a phenomenal, set of track record documents for ourselves. So I'm frantically scrambling to log into Google Drive so I can share my screen and show you guys.
While you do that, I'll say that what Trevor did there by saying, look, you clearly have a need, like this is a need, and I'm going to do this for you. Let me take this off your plate is an excellent way for anyone that's looking to partner with someone or add value to someone else's organization to say, I have this ability and here's how I can help you. Will set yourself miles apart from if Trevor had just come to Matt and said, hey, let me know if you ever need anything. That puts the burden on Matt, right? And where Matt's like, I don't know what you're good at. But when Trevor says, hey, I will make you a track record document that's going to make you shine and give you this thing that you can show off to people, it's a lot easier for Matt to say, yeah, let's do it. And also
that sounds awesome. Yeah.
Gives you more of a platform to work together in the future. So great. I just want to point that out, like awesome approach to that because too often I think people will say they see someone that has had some success and they say, let me know if you need anything. It's like, I don't know what you do.
And you're going to know when you have moments to, specifically share what you have to give. Mm-hmm. My ability here actually wasn't any kind of design. I'm not a designer. My focus is actually software and digital strategy. But I have a huge offshoring network of people I work with. So getting a designer is easy. It's cheap. It's the kind of project I know how to run. And here's the other thing, too. I was scratching my own itch with this one because everyone was asking me, sure, can you give me just a few one-pagers on some of the projects they've done? I mean, that question would come up so many times. Right. I have thought about doing it myself, and then I did end up doing it. But of course, I worked with them, right? And I think, I have to give a shout out to Liz as well, because
you guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Liz is just great with the details on all this kind of stuff as well. So, making sure it was really good. I will say my designer was definitely English was not his first language, so there were some interesting grammatical moments from time to time, and that's okay. That's how this stuff goes sometimes.
Yeah. So this is the summary page here, which is fine. This summarizes all the deals that we've done. But what I think is cool as well is there's let's see, this is just a single family fix and flip that we did, and it just shows the diversity of things that we've engaged ourselves in, and it's got little insets and different pics of this property, which has a crazy story to it, but we came across it just a few years ago over in Pennsylvania. And then a quick rundown of the deal. This was a 7,000 square foot house, 6 bedrooms, 6.5 baths. Dave Acosta, I cannot imagine what this would sell for out in California. The 6 bedrooms, 6.5 baths, 7,000 square foot with a pool. and several acres of land associated with it. So they did a full gut reno of the property, made a 106% ROI on the investment that we made. Our target was 50%.
My favorite one is DC9, by the way. I just like the way that one came out the most. DC9 was my favorite.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll show it off. Yeah, and this is another new construction projects that we did. Yeah, I'll pull up DC9. These are all, like, a lot of these ones came out really great. Here's one, which is really cool. This is one of my favorite views of DC9. That's the one of all things. That is a 1-bedroom townhouse. Never seen such an animal anywhere else. But DeRosa Capital 9 has 1-bedroom townhouses, and that's just. DC9, Justin, don't you agree on the Cross Keys side? And David Acosta, you've been there too. Trevor, we hope to have you out at some of our Kentucky properties soon as well. But these are, I believe that view of DC9, that Cross Keys product just looks so homey. It just looks so just welcoming. That was one of when I first saw that photo of those properties, I said, that really looks like home to people. Don't you agree?
Yeah. I love it. I love that property. All the landscaping there looks great at Woodridge. The bright, brick there on Cross Keys is awesome. And
that's probably your drone view right there.
That is. I believe that is my drone shot.
Yeah, Justin probably shot that picture there because Justin is a certified drone pilot. We've got all kinds of drone flyovers from Justin and stuff like that.
I love that little thing.
It's always a group effort too, right? I mean, because in a group this size, there's going to be such a diversity of talent. Right, because the moment I told Justin I was working on this, he says, "Oh man, I've got this huge archive of drone files." Right now, I didn't send out an email to say, "Hey, anyone who's got drone shots, just send them to me." Right, I'd have no idea. But he had that ready to go. I think Liz did great on organizational side, and that's the way these things tend to come together.
This is my favorite property that we own right here. Sorry, Justin, but this is DeRosa Capital 7. This is the Lofts at Savoy. Out in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and then I just really such a great property. One of these just factory conversions, and it's doing really, really well financially. And we're actually looking at an exit in about a year on transitioning the property, probably the next level, and offering investors an exit on that one. But that's just a great success story. DC7 was, and just what's great about having a track record for folks that have been around for as long as we have is you've got stuff. This is the Trevor. I'll put this out here. Not a funny, interesting story. I don't know if you saw the YouTube video I shot, but this is a property we sold a couple of years ago, and just recently, this property was in the news because one of the this is post our ownership of it, but one of a tenant that was in the property, not ours anymore, from the new buyer. The new owner of the property, one of their tenants in a 1-bedroom, 500 square foot apartment had a Corona party, and had 47 people come over to his 1-bedroom apartment, had a DJ in that kitchen right there, and put a DJ in the kitchen and just had this whole 47 people come over. The state got involved. The tenant got slammed by the state. Phil Murphy, the governor of New Jersey, made an official statement about it. And I was the proud owner of that property. It's been me that's been in the middle of something like that before in the past, and I was just grateful it wasn't me this time. So unfortunately, it's the new owner, but one of those just weird, kind of by the luck of the draw that it wasn't us. But interesting story nonetheless. What do you think?
They say you can't time the market, but it appears you did.
Yeah,
good work with that one.
Yeah, right.
Well, can we add to the track record document that they're having Corona parties there now?
Yeah.
Well played. Yeah, right.
Great spot for parties.
Highest valuation ever. Yeah, achieved under DeRosa.
Yeah. So bottom line is that Trevor, just as I said, you approached us, you saw that we had a need, and this is DC10, another one of our shining stars. It's just doing great in that. So you approached us and just said, I see you guys need something. I want to help you guys get to the next level. And I think that's the team. I'm going to stop sharing now. That's the team member approach that we look for. And I think that anybody watching, not just wants to approach the DeRosa Group to work with us, but if he did or approached anyone else, look to add value and not just to point out to say, hey, if you got a track record together, you would actually do really well. To say, well, what if I did it for you? And maybe the first like 4 times Trevor was like, hey, you need to do that. And I'm like, yeah, great, I need to do that. And Trevor saw I didn't have the bandwidth or that I didn't have the wherewithal or whatever it was to do it, but he saw that he could, given his resources and his outsourcing abilities and things like that. And he's going to put together something phenomenal. And I think that that's how you work your way into organizations. I would say the same thing that Dave, that you did, is you found a way to add value instead of, hey, let me pick your brain, or hey, can you teach me something? Or hey, can I ask you a bunch of questions and not give you anything and just ask for information for free? Or can you help me? Which is fine. I want to help people, but there's a line in that where there's only but so much we can give. But if you look to give back and look to help first, then I think that there's an unlimited possibility in working with people, not just Arosa or Justin and I, but there's unlimited possibilities in working with organizations if you're looking to add value up front.
In anyone. And I want to say, just to give another example of what that looks like, we were closing on a property in Kentucky, and Dave said, I'm going to book a flight. I'm going to come out there and I'll help you guys. Whatever you need. You need someone to go look in units. You need someone to keep notes. You need someone to do this or that. And Dave was there and just ran, bought his own plane ticket, flew out there, and spent 3 days with us, like just running all over our properties and just helping to learn and to add value to us as well. And so we're happy to have that. And so, again, it's like adding value could be what Trevor did. Adding value could be what Dave did. Adding value could be what I did in bringing properties. I mean, there's infinite possibilities in how you can do that. I would just stress that. Do it. Like, figure out what that value is and just put it out there.
It can happen. Oh.
Can I say something about that too?
Please.
You got to be a little bit against the grain, because let me ask you, David. I mean, did anyone say, why are you doing this? This is kind of weird, right? Because I definitely got that response a lot early on when I would spend a whole Saturday, right? Taking it, because if you take the non-express train to Trenton, that's your Saturday, right? And people would, they would say, "Why?" It's
a hell of a Saturday too.
Yeah. Why are you doing that, right?
Right.
And it is kind of troubling to me because later on in life, those same people ask you, like, how'd you get to know these people, right? Like, that time you were questioning the kind of outlandish thing I was doing, that was step 1, right? And now you want to get to step 15, but you're not willing to put in the full Saturday, which isn't really that much, all things considered. But people act like it's such a big thing sometimes.
Let me comment on that. It's not about being willing to put in the 1,000 hours or whatever, 10,000 hours of time just to get, become part of the inside of an organization. It's about, as Trevor said, being willing to go against the grain a little bit. Try and add value and call out something that doesn't exist that should in the organization, that truly benefits the organization, and that. So I think that's what it really is. So it's not tons and tons of work. It's about being willing to be creative and go out of your way a little bit. Because I don't need people to go out of their way a ton, but if I notice people go out of their way a little bit, then I'm super grateful to help them out and to reach out half the other way. And I think any entrepreneur would be. Why wouldn't we be willing to reach out to help somebody who's trying to help us and truly help us? I was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk this morning, and Gary Vaynerchuk was talking about somebody was like, they approached him and said, "Hey, Gary, I wrote this new song and I want you to use it and you can have it for free and play it at the beginning of your Tea with Gary V show. If you'll play it, you can have it for free. You don't have to pay me for it. I wrote you a song so that you can play it on your Tea with Gary V show." Now, listen, not for nothing, but Gary Vaynerchuk already has a nice song at the beginning of his show, right? And so really what that is that's a backdoor self-serving thing, and so it really wasn't, and Gary commented on that about, like, there's adding true value and there is trying to help yourself disguised as adding value, and what both you two have done is always added true value, just trying to find a way to help us move forward. And yes, it helps you too by helping us advance. And we're going to reach back and pull you guys along with us. But there's a difference in adding real value versus, trying to help yourself in disguise. You guys agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah. 100%. And I think you have to go with unpopular items too, right? Mm-hmm. There's a tendency to pile on to the popular side of the process, right? And you got to say what has no advocate at the moment. What is the thing that, and I'm not using this as an example, but this is something that comes out in my work in technology all the time. I tell people, if you go for the AI or machine learning project, you're going to stand in line because that's a popular thing to do. But there's a ton of other stuff you can do that has no advocate at the moment. And people will praise you for that. And you can actually do a pretty terrible job and still become the owner of that thing. Now, that's not great. Point. You should have good craftsmanship. You should do a good job. But the bar for entry is low. And I think we understand this in investment too, because we're looking for good deals. Well, on a value add, that's a good deal. It's something that nobody else is trying to do. Nobody else is.
Well said. Find the thing that's not being done at all. Versus finding like honestly, if somebody approached me right now and says, hey, I want to do your track record document. Well, guess what? That's already done. I already have that. I'm going to go for a while with what Trevor puts so much time into creating for us. But I think that if you find something that's just not being done, that they're not doing, and find it's like, hey, listen, I'll take that. I'll do it for you. That's true value. So good stuff. Cool, Justin. Where else you want to go here? We got a few minutes left. I
think that goes both ways here, and that's how we all, as going from that role that I was in, which is like seeing Matt at running the meetup, not knowing each other, to having a semi-relationship, to like now obviously partners and working everything together. It's like I see that you're willing to give back just as much as other people are willing to give, and so that's the thing where people might think maybe someone is unapproachable, or they might never need help, but in reality, everyone needs help with something, and so building a relationship, adding value. And by the way, and you can do that in increments, right? So it doesn't have to start off with like, I'm going to come and take your track record document. It could be, which is what I did, was I see you're running this meetup every Thursday night or whatever. Let me stack chairs for you at the end of the night. And that progressed to let me run the check-in desk, to let me help you bring in some speakers. And like, this is a volunteer thing that we do, once a month. And all of a sudden now there's more and there's more. And I didn't have to ask you, do you need me to stack chairs at the end of the night? But like it grows over time. And so my point is, you can add value in so many different ways. Just start doing it. If you're not adding value to someone right now, add value. Pick someone that you want to learn from or be with or know, or just be able to text, and start adding value to them.
Cool. So changing gears, right?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing with regards to reacting? Just like the next steps. I mean, we've completely changed our business plan, given COVID and given where I think the world's going post-COVID, right? And so I get all of our crystal balls are broken. I can't seem to get mine fixed either. So who knows? But how have you guys changed any strategy? One strategy in your life that's changed, post-COVID? Anybody that wants to hop in, like just something else, something you're doing differently. Could be business, could be life, could be whatever that you're going to be changing, or you have already changed going into this thing.
Justin, you could probably share from an asset management level just what we're doing across the properties in Kentucky with just contactless leasing, right? Pumping social media ads and the ROI that we're getting there. Or I think across maybe Lexington, collections were coming in about 80% of the rent roll. We had 3 leases this past week. So I think just taking a different and creative business approach to how we go about the traditional leasing process has been really helpful for us, kind of thinking outside the box. But you could probably shine some light there what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that it's working at Cross Keys and Woodridge and working at Preakness. And so I said to you at Overlook, like, let's start pumping some money into Facebook ads. And guess what? We have no renovated units available anymore. Every unit that we've renovated there is now occupied or has a lease on it to be occupied in the next day or two. So that has created a new good problem for us to have, which is, okay, now we got to hit the gas on the renovations again. Yeah. But we're seeing that actually at CK&W and Preakness and in North Carolina too, where we've started to put a lot of money into not even a lot of money actually, into social media advertising. We've come up with a little bit of a different
approach. A lot of money. You put $80 out, and
well,
we leased a bunch of apartments. We leased a bunch of apartments on an $80 investment. Justin is like Mr. Marketing genius in my eyes, man. You are like the marketing guru of online marketing.
I will
for
take
what
it.
You figured out how to do.
And you know what? That's great. And it worked. You know, the cool thing is it didn't just work at that one property. It's now worked at 3 in Lexington and 1 in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And we're actually almost out of inventory across our portfolio now. And so that's made us turn back to the contractors and say, hey guys, let's get it in gear and get everything moving.
We're hiring. So, we hired more contractors, more labor at a few of our buildings just to stay up. I mean, that's interesting. I mean, how could you say that through Corona, we increased our occupancies at all of our properties, occupancies went up, everything. And we're having to hire more labor to turn units to keep them available. All through the model Justin came up with in doing these social distancing, approved showings.
That's the other thing.
Really brilliant. Yeah.
Advertising that you want to rent that unit, you need a place to live. You don't have to come see me. You don't have to shake my hand. You don't have to come to the office. We can do this 100% remotely. You can see a video of it. You can do a 3D tour. You want to do a video chat with my property manager. She FaceTimes and walks you around the unit. Great. All of this can happen. You can even sign the lease, send your deposit, be approved, and we can leave the key in a lockbox on the front door. And you will never have to shake someone's hand and say hello.
All that was possible already. You know, that was all possible already, but just the concept of integrating tech that was already there. And then marketing. Hey, we can do this. Yeah. Because I happen to know that other property management companies just stop showings. They say, because of COVID, we're not showing apartments right now. And that's it. They just put the brakes on, stop marketing, stop showing. We turned up marketing and we were able to pull in everyone that was looking for a place to live.
We said, this is a feature now, right? This is not a problem. This is a feature. This is awesome. And we started promoting that.
And we're not going to stop. We're going to keep doing it because it actually frees up people. It frees up personnel.
It's just I think you're truly betting on a jockey, an operator, because COVID hit, like everything hit the fan. Yeah. And we weren't in a, hey, let's see what happens. You know, I think we were on the phone like every single day, Justin, getting proactive and figuring out how can we change our business plan? How can we start pumping on social media? Because the people who are on social media that are responding to a Facebook ad, they need to move. Like they're not out there just like shopping around. Respond to an ad like that, like high conversion ratio. So I think it's just well to like, hey, you want to make sure you're partnering with the right operators who, when things like this, they don't like, go and hide in the turtle shell. They're out there figuring out proactively what are the next steps we need to take to make it happen. And then
I let myself freak out for like an hour or two with COVID. I let myself freak out for about that long before I called up Justin and our partner Ben, and I was like, okay, guys, let's get to action. Yeah, let's get beyond this because I'm not going to freak out for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I will say that like everything that we're doing. By the way, we do like an hour-long session on Insiders about it, like how we're breaking it down, showing them like the ad spend and where we're placing ads and how we're doing it, and so. If you want more on all of that, just join Insiders, and you can do that by texting that number there. But I want to say, Dave, one thing that happened at Preakness this week is, to your point, like people want to lease and they want to lease fast and now. Mm-hmm. And so we had someone see our ad on Facebook on, I think it was Monday, reached out through the Facebook chat. They came on Tuesday. We have a Rently box on the door. So they went in, showed themselves the units, applied online, and picked up, approved, and moved in the next day. So from Monday to Tuesday, they went through the process. Yeah, and we got a new lease. Yeah, exactly.
That's insane. That would have never happened without this. And now forget about COVID for a second. It's just with being able to meet a human out there and show them the apartment, and they're going to be like, "Oh, I'm busy that time. Can you come another time? Okay, I'll come 3 days from now." Right. Just in integrating with another human schedule. It just things just tend to drag out because people aren't. I mean, our leasing agents are there to help, but they're not just sitting around waiting on somebody to call to look at an apartment. They have other things you got to do, and so they have certain times they can show, certain times that they can't. through the social distancing showings, you can just show whenever you want to. You could show yourself the property 8 o'clock at night on a Tuesday if you want, when nobody's in the office. So anyway, good stuff. Trevor, what are you doing? Anything, physical health, diet, your personal business, your job, your real estate investments, anything through COVID. What's changed?
Yeah, I got two. I was thinking about you guys gave me a nice amount of time to think about that. So I actually got to have an answer that I wouldn't.
We were busy high-fiving each other.
Yeah.
No, you're awesome. No, you're awesome.
So I think there's going to be two themes about this. And you guys specifically, people in this group, and broadly too, be talking more about this in 2021. It's going to be a slower ramp up for 2020, but that was still part of the plan. Since December, I've been working on thinking about location independence. And I got to say, this crisis, obviously not great in a general sense, but it really is going to put that to the test, right? So, okay, can we work from anywhere? Can we get our labor force from anywhere? I tend to work in a field where that's very easy to do, and it's already been tried a lot. But I think I want to double down on that and, test it in my own life a little bit more and see where I can go, what else I can do. And I think that resonates with the group here because you all have sponsored projects in cities that you don't live in, right? So it's certainly something we're all familiar with. The other one for me is trying to converge some of my interests. A lot of what I've benefited from is the fact that I have an occupation that's very independent of my investment interest, and kind of merging the two is very helpful in terms of fundraising and anything else that goes to just the benefit of producing deals. But I'd like to have those goals a bit more aligned, and so I'm trying to find ways to and there'll be more specificity about this later in 2021, but combine my interest in value investing, physical assets, and the fact that I have a deep well of experience in technology. And that's the plan for the year. It was already in process since December. The COVID crisis has just given us some momentum, which is really cool. And I say that with trepidation, obviously, because it's a tough period for a lot of people, but it's actually giving me some breaks from some traditional restraints to try some new things.
Yeah, I think because of COVID, people have had I've got a friend that's learned how to speak a foreign language because of COVID, and that is one of those things that I know another is writing a book because of COVID and things like that. And so COVID has given us a lot of our time back. To some people like me, you're chasing, I have less time chasing around young kids and running a business and everything like that. But in general, it's taking away a lot of the time that we used to take to do things like commute, well, you got your commute back. You don't need that anymore. Yeah. You don't need that time. Yeah. So it's given back a lot of time for us to fill in with things. Now, there's those of us that have chosen to fill that in with just more work or more whatever. And there's also more demands on us, like, kids or whatever it is, or things we have to work out. But I think that those that are looking at this in general as an opportunity, and I say that with an asterisk because I get there's people that are sick. I get there's people that have lost relatives over this thing, and I don't want to downplay that. And I just call this whole thing an opportunity. But I think that if you learn to look at everything in life as, yeah, there's some bad here, but along with the bad, where is the opportunity? And to constantly ask that question with whatever it is that we're facing, and that's okay. You don't have to focus on the bad. If you're able to find some opportunity through time or ways to leverage the changing market, that's what we're doing at DeRosa Group. Is what's the financial world going to look like when we come out of this thing, and how can we build financial products for people to invest in that's going to be, where people want to go versus where they were before COVID. And that. So kind of look for opportunities, whether that be time and leverage and things like that. I think that's how you're going to come out of this thing as a winner. And that. So thank you for sharing. So, Justin, final thoughts, man. We're past 6. I want to acknowledge these gentlemen's time. You guys have been phenomenal for being here.
After last week where we were pushing 7, I said, man, I don't know if we can go.
We had a lot of talking heads on here. I got a big fat stink eye when I came downstairs after an hour. After 2 hours of just doing nothing but sitting on my desk here and drinking bourbon,
drinking and chatting and having fun.
That sounds pretty fun to me, guys.
It's awesome.
It was a blast.
It was awesome.
I'll tell you that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
but I promised my wife we would
here,
go for.
It's a blast, and when I got to go put the kids to bed, not so much fun anymore.
She's like, y'all didn't call it a happy 2 hours. You called it a happy hour, right? So
I wonder if Liz and Kathleen had the same script that they were working off of. I heard the exact same thing. Yeah. That's all right.
So real quick, moving forward, we've got guests coming on next week. We have a few different ones that Justin and I are talking to. In the pipeline, we're going to be doing a lender panel, lender that does in our apartment buildings and somebody that does a lot of like hard money loan type of lending. We're going to do a lender panel. I'd like to get a couple of our property managers on this call. Could maybe somebody from Slate House Group and somebody from one of our other property management companies.
Oh, put them up on the same call, huh?
I wonder if Mitch from Denton Floyd would get on this call with us.
I would like that.
He might.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you, here it is.
Well, not now, not anymore.
What's that?
But I said not now that you did that impression, but
well, he hasn't. It's okay. It's out of love. I make fun of people that I love. Right, Dave. So
I think that's awesome. I think we definitely do that.
Yeah. So that, and then we've also talked about some other possibilities too. Maybe even a wholesaler panel. In that Justin and I are not in wholesaling, but there's a lot of folks that are real estate investing that are wholesalers. So we'd love to have you guys on there too. So that's all in the pipeline. Before we close it out, Justin, or can you highlight Trevor and then Dave? Dave and Trevor, just talk for a minute about how people can get a hold of you. Anything that folks ought to know. Just kind of close it out and give us maybe a minute or so of closing it out. Anything you got from the call? Anything you want people to know about you?
Yeah, thanks, guys. This was a lot of fun. I'm happy to do it again whenever you guys want. And for me, the best thing to do is use the 2 links below. Hit me up. Talk to me about things. If you're in the New York, New Jersey area, the northern part of New Jersey, feel free to hit me up. And eventually, after all this is done, we can meet up and talk about things. I think my biggest asset is, passive investment strategy, because I'm, unlike the other 3 people here, not actively sponsoring deals. And I like that. And I can tell you a lot of the advantages of it. Also, digital and software strategy is my big thing, including data mining, which I talk to a lot of people about. And I think that resonates with a lot of real estate investors because they're often trying to get information in inefficient markets. So there are some solutions you can use and leverage. And I'm just an open person to talk to about that. And, stay tuned for updates this year. Hopefully you'll see and hear from me again in this forum.
Awesome. Moving over to Dave.
Yeah, very similar. The 2 links below, probably best way to connect. And I'll be bouncing around the DeRosa Insiders Group Facebook page. So looking forward to connecting with everyone on there. I know there's a few shopping for a really nice 16 unit that I think is a good deal. Know the area very well. But yeah, just looking forward to connecting with everyone. And we'll see you around virtually until we can get face-to-face and have a beer. Matt, until we can duel it out on the Miss Pac-Man. But yeah, looking forward to connecting.
I just want to say that Mark Alberto commented and said, "We are watching you, David. We're excited to see what you come up with." Lots of love for David Acosta on this call.
Acosta fans, the Acosta fan club. There we go.
Mark's in for the 16 unit. I think he'd be a good candidate. I know we can't pick the horse, but
Mark's a horse in the race, man. We got a few horses, man. Mark, I'm not afraid to say, man. Mark is a very strong hat in the ring on that one. So, Mark, if you're watching, man, best of luck on that. Trevor, have you joined us on Insiders yet?
Yes.
Are you too old? Are you too young for Facebook?
I believe I'd be in the too old category for Facebook.
Oh yeah, No. You're too old for they say too old for TikTok, but I don't know, man. I see people older than me doing TikTok right now. So I don't know.
Oh my god! All right,
that's not like open up another can of worms.
Insider TikTok.
I'd love to know if we're missing out on TikTok or not. All
right.
But Trevor, please come see us on Insiders. You're already approved to be a member. Any DeRosa Group investor is already an Insiders member. Cool. So please join us there. We'd love to have you contribute. And there's a lot of cool stuff on Insiders that we'd love to have you be a part of too. One more time, guys, pick up your hand-daddy cell phone and text the word DeRosa, our company name, DeRosa, to 66866 and come join us at Insiders and get all the cool basket of goodies we've got out there for you guys to get for free. And then join Insiders, join Justin and I, and be a part of the cool stuff that we're up to out there. Justin, final thoughts?
I did it. It's gone.
What'd you do? No more Eagle Rare.
I did it. Eagle Rare is done. I got to go to the store tomorrow and find something else. We'll see what I come up with next week.
The liquor delivery business is booming, my friend. So
oh, that's a good point.
Be wary of
one door closes, another one opens, right?
Yeah. Be wary of what?
Surge pricing.
Oh, I'm just gonna go to the store. It's on my, sometimes I just need to get out of the house a little bit. I'm getting a little stir crazy.
Yeah,
but we'll find something. And would love to see both of you guys. I think Matt's gonna throw a giant party at the Hive when we can all get back together again. I just decided
we're gonna
have to. And
we're gonna jive at the Hive.
We have to, man. We got to do something. And then
the house party 48 at Matt's single family residential area. We got to do 49 to be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. We got to be 47. My house is a little bigger than 550 square foot. So I'm sure we could, we could add maybe another 0 onto that. I don't know. We'll find out. Cool. Hey, listen, guys, thank you so much for being here, Trevor and Dave. I really appreciate you guys taking your time out on a Friday night and come and joining us. This is great. And I hope our listeners found a value. Thank you guys for watching. And come see us on Monday. Justin and I'll be back here Monday for Mentorship Monday Live. That's been a great program that's blowing up on YouTube. People are emailing in questions to helpme@derosagroup.com. And we're answering those questions live on the channel with the question asker live next to us. Pick our brain a little bit. And anybody that submits a question and gets on the air for helpme@derosagroup.com gets a free membership to Insiders for 1 month. So it's a good deal. So come see us then. Justin, I will see you. I'll try not to call you too much over the weekend, only just because I missed you. That's all. I only call you because I miss you.
All right.
See you, Dave. See you, Trevor.